McNeil here with Alcorn Music Studios again. Just making a quick video to a little sort of a tip video on metronome practice. A lot of people practice with the metronome in a way where they're interpreting the metronome as the downbeats. So the metronome is giving you the time, and then you're playing all of the syncopation and stuff around it. And that'll help you to improve your time to a certain extent, especially for beginners. Your sense of time will kind of go like up in a straight line for quite a while, weeks or months. But at some point, it's good to practice playing the metronome where you're interpreting the metronome as it's the other way around. So instead of the metronome giving you the time and you doing all the syncopation and stuff around it, so it's kind of like giving you the training wheels. It's the other way around. You're giving the time sort of for the metronome, and it's doing the playing outside of you. So it kind of forces your brain to look at it the other way around and sort of reverse engineer where the downbeats and the time is from hearing something that's actually syncopated. And this will kind of help you in live situations. If you get kind of lost in the time, you'll be able to find the time from different types of rhythms that aren't just really obvious downbeat-oriented rhythms. And in general, it's a really great way to kind of cinch up your time, and it's something I've been working on. So without getting into too much more talking, I'll just play an example here. So I'm going to do, I think it's 80 beats a minute. And what the metronome, I'm actually going to interpret the metronome as playing the ahs of the beat. So 1E and A2E and A3E and A4E and A1. And I'm going to just play a groove around that, and then I'm going to kind of stop for a second, and then I'm going to start again, and I'm going to kind of start to play around with the groove to try to improvise a little bit more. And then I'll try to do a little bit of free-form soloing over it. And you're going to hear it's going to start to maybe fall apart at some point as it gets more challenging. So yeah, I'll just start out. Oh, and there's also a strong beat still on the metronome. I usually place however I'm doing this, I usually try to place that strong beat so it's close to 1. So you're still kind of getting an indication of where 1 is. So in this case, on the of 4, it's going to be like a stronger beat. Now you won't be able to hear the metronome on the video right now, but I'm going to superimpose a metronome click over top of it later. Okay, so here is just a simple groove, and just trying to lock it into the metronome here. Okay, here's just, I'm going to play a groove again, but I'm going to try to add some stuff to the groove and kind of play around a bit with it. It's going to get a little bit more challenging, and there'll be maybe a little bit more flubbing going on, but it's all part of the learning process. So. Okay, cool. And so now I'm just going to try to freeform around it, just some fills and little solo ideas. And now you'll probably start to hear things fall apart a little bit, or maybe not. We'll see. I'll start it with a little groove just to get oriented. Okay, cool. So that's an example of some sort of advanced metronome training. And again, it's just the idea of reversing your relationship to the metronome, where you're kind of keeping time for the metronome, and you kind of can think of it as the metronome is like a percussion player that's playing like an interesting pattern. And you can take this concept, and basically you can try to interpret the metronome in a lot of different ways. You could interpret it as a triplet partial of the beat. Then you can get into like sort of programming non-linear metronomes, like like a 2/3 clave and playing around that kind of stuff. So yeah, all for the purpose of improving your time. Hope that's a helpful little tip for you. Thanks.